Whatever.
Hey everybody!
Hey, it's a Racetrack Ladies.
We're live from Volusia Mall parking lot again, where we've just come from watching the Daytona 500.
Yeah, it was a great race in the last 40 laps.
Yeah.
And it was the coldest in the last 10 years.
Lord. I gotta say that this trip has been, let's see how many clothes you can put on at one time.
This has got to be the coldest time I've ever had going to a racetrack.
I'm telling you.
I've got 4 layers on right now and gloves.
And my nose is running.
I know. It has been so cold. The best thing about today, though, even though it was so cold, was that the wind wasn't blowing.
The wind was blowing.
Where
were you?
25
Okay,
knots.
well, I don't know what kind of wind you guys were
It was
making, but
windy.
in my section,
I have my
wind wasn't
hoodie
blowing.
on.
I have my head wound on.
You have my head wound on
Oh,
your
yeah,
head.
Okay, but back to the race.
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
So we started out the day. We got here early. We took our normal nap in the van.
Absolutely.
We spared you the details on that. But we did that, and then around noon, we headed over to the track.
Number 1.
Number 2, and then we went to the track, and then we did what?
We went to the stands and
then we waited for Kelly Clarkson's
Yeah.
So
concert.
Kelly, she was our entertainment.
I mean, I like her. I bought her CD, but I'm sorry, the first song.
Bad.
Who was that?
I was a little concerned. She
had
didn't
on
look
a
good
very
either.
interesting outfit, and I thought perhaps she was just really, really cold.
Okay,
Well, the
if she was
outfit
really
was
cold, she
not-
would have put more clothes on and not
She
shown
needs-
her entire backside.
She needs
Well,
a
that's
stylist.
true. Yeah,
Yeah, she didn't have
something
style.
wasn't working.
I would
She didn't
love to
sound
see a
good.
review of her in the Us magazine.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that's
be
a
funny.
great idea,
Don't.
Lady Ann.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a glamour
She
don't.
was a don't.
So
definitely.
it was really not a good concert.
No.
But then,
Lot of
and
hype.
then Nicolas Cage gave the command to start engines.
Oh, wasn't that wimpy?
Gentlemen, start your engine.
I want Matthew McConaughey
But
back.
see, that's Nicolas Cage. And
I
his
know,
sexy-
but that
know,
did
but,
nothing
you
to rev
know.
me up.
I wasn't excited.
Yeah, I wasn't
Well,
either.
It revved me up in my own little way.
Whatever. Okay, so
Didn't
then
start my engine, but it revved me up.
Word.
okay, so then the race started, and it was a
Right.
beautiful, bright,
Oh, sunny.
sunshiny day.
I only had on, I think, 3 layers at that point.
Yeah, I did too. And then at
Yeah,
some
I
point, I put my jacket on because
Yeah.
it started getting cold.
And then the hat, and then the gloves.
Yeah, and then everything
the
else came
warmers,
on.
and the blanket and everything else.
But I would say that the first half of the race was rather boring.
Oh my God! I turned to Lady S and I said, "This race is boring."
Thus, I thought the race was boring.
Yeah, it wasn't real exciting. It was just kind of...
They
got
followed the
strung
leader.
out.
It got
They got
strung
strung
out.
out.
And it was just, and they had a green flag pit stops, and then it all got
Yeah.
spread out.
And then I
more,
turned to
and
Lady
then-
S and I said, "They need a NASCAR caution."
She
And
did.
What happened?
There was a caution.
We got a NASCAR
We got
caution.
a NASCAR caution.
Well, they were all legit cautions, but
yeah.
the most spectacular caution of all. Well, I guess there were a couple.
No, we had a couple of spectacular
We had the Jimmy
ones.
Johnson. Oh my gosh, I think I'm driving on thin ice, skinning
Yeah,
out,
that
and
was
they're taking
kinda
a few
scary.
people out. Yeah, and they took a few people out.
Yeah.
Then we had the one at the end right
Wait,
before.
hello, you missed the
Can
big
we
one.
talk about the man on my forehead?
Well,
Yeah,
that wasn't a big
Tony.
accident. It was just Tony.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
that
my
accident.
Lord. That was in a section of Daytona that, I'm sorry, has taken out someone that...
He was fine.
Yes,
But that accident was reminiscent
it was
of
a bad wreck.
Okay, so there was that accident. That was not Kurt Busch's fault.
No, it was not.
And
It
as
was
a Tony
not
Stewart
Kirkbush.
fan, I have seen the video over and over again, and it looks like Tony got loose, and Kurt could not woe up, and that was that.
Yeah, so that took out a few
Tony's
other people.
fault.
Yeah, so that happened.
Okay, then
And he
what
was my
else?
pick for the win of the race, and I was disappointed too.
Not my pick.
So then what happened?
Well, we had that was the first spectacular
Yeah,
one,
that
and then we had the next spectacular one was the one
On the
with Jimmy.
backstretch.
Yeah, Jimmy.
One with Jimmy, and then that took out everyone's favorite Dale Jr.
Whoops.
He got a...
Sorry, Dale Jr., Junebug.
I mean, I like Junior.
Lady K's not very happy with us right now,
No,
but
she's not,
But
but-
the whole crowd was like, oh, now who do we root for?
Yeah, I mean you could hear the air being sucked out of the stand.
And the next thing you heard was a bunch of zipping because everybody was zipping up their coolers to go home.
Everybody was
Yeah,
leaving.
it was really. I'm like, hey, how can 125,000 people leave at one time?
They did.
Oh,
They
they tried.
did.
They did.
They
But
tried.
they did.
So yeah, so then he was knocked out. But you know, he really was never a factor this entire race.
No, he really was not. And I was
He
surprised.
wasn't.
And I was also surprised about Jimmy not being
Jimmy
a factor.
wasn't a factor. Jeff wasn't
None
a factor.
of the Hendricks guys except for the 5 car.
Yeah, the 5 car was the only car.
The
that
5 car was
a factor.
strong all week. So.
Yeah, but Jeff sucked.
So then we got towards the end of the race.
Oh my Lord.
And then, oh my gosh, on the last lap,
Oh my Lord. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a bullet of yellow coming out of nowhere.
well, I was going to talk about the accident before the bullet. Oh no, I guess
No,
it
that
happened
was
after.
the
Okay, that's
bullet
right.
was
Here comes the
coming.
bullet.
The
That's right.
bullet was
That's right.
The bullet was coming,
And I had no idea where it was. And then I looked up and I went, that's who I picked to win.
It was
this
Happy
race."
I'm
Harvick.
sorry. I believe it was a Roush car, Matt Kenseth.
That pushed him.
Well,
Yeah.
Mark Martin had been leading quite a bit of the last, 25
Yeah,
laps
but you
or
know,
so.
he
And I
just-
really thought that he was going to pull it
he
off.
wasn't going to do
But the
it.
priceless thing that I heard when I went down to go to the ladies' room
What
was
was
those
that?
Bush brothers. I'm sorry.
The Bush brothers what?
They didn't do a dang thing.
They didn't cause any
They were in
accident.
the wrong place at the wrong time. But
Kurt
people
didn't hit
love
Tony.
to blame them.
Kyle didn't hit
No.
Kenseth. No,
No.
they did it on their own.
But what I
Thought it was
heard,
interesting.
that I thought was, I don't know, kind of tugged at my heart just because I'm an old lady. But Mark Martin said that he was so close to winning this that he could really, they were going to have to pry it from his fingertips.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they're going to have to pry it on some other day because it ain't happening right
No,
now.
because
So-
Kevin Harvick won.
Yeah, Happy Harvick won. We were very excited for him. I was a little disappointed in the burnout, but my guess is that the TV was running a little long, kind of like we are right
Kinda
now.
like we are.
Okay, all right. Well, that's about
We're
it.
going to
So,
the Champions
I
Breakfast
give it a
tomorrow
2-lug
morning.
nutter.
I give it 3.
Oh, well, I'd give
Three.
it a...
What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 4.
You're crazy.
Oh.
Lady K, help us out here.
Mom!
All right, you guys take care. And, well, we're going to go to the Champions Breakfast tomorrow. We're going
And
to go
we'll
see
have
Happy
a
Harvick.
report.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Word.